Tung Sahur desperately returns home. Episode 3. Tung Sahur is free now from the clutches of his father, was running wildly across fields and meadows. In his wild flight, he leaped over brambles and bushes and across brooks and ponds as if he were a goat or a hare chased by hounds. As the sky got dark, his wooden belly started to feel hollow, reminding him that he had eaten nothing yet. A bone left by a dog would have tasted good to him, but he found nothing. A boy's appetite grows very fast, and in a few moments the empty feeling had become hunger. And the hunger grew bigger and bigger, until soon he was as ravenous as a bear. He ran around in search of a piece of bread, hard though it might be, or perhaps a bit of fish. The only relief poor Tung Sahur had was to yawn. And he certainly did yawn. Such a big yawn that his mouth stretched out to the tips of his ears, cool, and pulled it wildly, saying to himself, "Someone will surely answer that." Soon he became dizzy and faint. He wept and wailed to himself. "It was wrong of me to disobey father and to run away from home. If he were here now, I wouldn't be so hungry. How horrible it is to be hungry, hey?" And meanwhile, his hunger grew and grew, and as his stomach kept grumbling more than ever, and he had nothing to quiet it with, he thought of going out for a walk to the nearby village in the hope of finding some charitable person who might give him a bit of bread. The night was pitch black. It thundered, and bright flashes of lightning now and again shot across the sky, turning it into a sea of fire. In a dozen leaps and bounds, he came to the village, tired out, puffing like a whale, and with tongue hanging. In the streets, not even a dog could be seen. It seemed the village of the dead. An angry wind blew cold and raised dense clouds of dust, while the trees shook and moaned in a weird way. Tung Sahur was greatly afraid of thunder and lightning, but the hunger he felt was far greater than his fear. Slowly, very slowly, they blackened and turned to ashes. The whole village was dark and deserted. The stores were closed, the doors, the windows. Tung Sahur, in desperation, ran up to a doorway, threw himself upon the bell. He was right. An old man in a nightcap opened the window and looked out. "Hey," he called down angrily, "what do you want at this hour of night? Will you be good enough to give me a bit of bread?" "Hey, I'm hungry." "Wait a minute, and I'll come right back," answered the old fellow, thinking he had to deal with one of those boys who love to roam around at night, ringing people bells while they are peacefully asleep. After a minute or two, the same voice cried, "Get under the window and hold out your hat." Tung Sahur had no hat, but he managed to get under the window just in time to feel a shower of ice-cold water pour down on his poor wooden head, his shoulders, and over his whole body. He returned home as wet as a rag and tired out from weariness and hunger. As he no longer had any strength left with which to stand, he sat down on a little stool and put his 2 feet on the stove to dry them. There he fell asleep, and while he slept, his wooden feet began to burn.